We are moving right along to section 9.3. We're working with absolute values again, but instead of equal signs, we're working with inequality signs. It's actually very, very similar, and we'll see that today, okay? So before we start, I need to go over how we can rewrite this, what the equivalent inequality would be. So essentially, whenever you have an absolute value by itself, and there's the A on the right-hand side, first thing that you need to do is check to make sure that this A is positive. And once you do that, you can get rid of the absolute value signs. So we have this stuff on the inside, which is just the X. Our mouth of the alligator is eating to the right. Y'all see that, right? So it needs to continue to eat to the right. So we're going to let it eat to the right on both sides, okay? And then we stick our A on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. And this A is going to be the negative one, and this A is going to be the positive one, okay? So this inequality is equivalent to this one right here. Right, over here, same thing. We get the absolute value by itself. As long as this A is positive, we are able to rewrite it by dropping the absolute value. Whatever's on the inside, we take that X. Here, our alligator mouth is eating to the left, so we need to continue to eat to the left. We add our A on both sides, and then again we have our negative A on the left and our positive A on the right, okay? So, for example 1, we're asked to solve and graph this inequality. Our absolute value is by itself. Our A is indeed positive, so that means we can rewrite it like this. So we take what's inside of the absolute value, which is just an X. Because we're eating to the right, with a line underneath it, we're going to draw the exact same thing twice. Our A is 3, so I'm going to write 3 on the right and 3 on the left. Then I'm going to make this one negative and this one positive. I'm not sure if it will throw you guys off later on, but remember, whenever you have more than one part, you're supposed to use parentheses. So if it helps you to go ahead and use parentheses now, you can do that, but you only need parentheses when you're dealing with multiple parts, okay? So, yeah, so essentially those parentheses would drop, which is why it doesn't really matter here. So we have negative 3 less than or equal to X less than or equal to positive 3. Perfect. So, first thing that we need to do when graphing, we need to check to make sure that this is the smallest number. Okay, so negative 3 is smaller than positive 3, so that works out. So when we're graphing, remember, here we are eating to the right, correct? So whenever you eat to the right, we talked about this a week or two ago, that means you're eating healthy. So you're on the inside, y'all remember that? So if we were to graph this, we have our negative 3 here, our 3 here, and we are going to shade on the inside because we are healthy. And then we have a line, which means equal to, so we're going to use closed circles. Okay? Now, if we were to write this in interval notation, because there's a line, that means we have brackets because we're included, we're stuck in gel. So we use bracket, negative 3, and we go all the way to positive 3 bracket. Okay? So these two right here would be our answers.